working, because I can't tell simultaneously well this goes. Alright, we are live! As I was just about to tell everybody before I clicked the go button, it is very rare to have a first-person game with very little violence, where, like, combat is not the main thrust of the activity. And I'm really excited to do one of those tonight, in the Forgotten City, which started as a mod for Skyrim, the goal of which was exploration and mystery, and kind of what does this engine and this world look like in a non-combative space. And it did so well as a mod, it won a Writers Guild Award about 6 years ago, and they revamped the game and released it as a standalone title. And they fixed some of the they patched up the writing a little bit as well. We'll get to that a little bit later here, but first we're going to start. And I know that Julianne is running late. She'll pop in when she gets here. That's right. It rewards thoughtful conversation and exploration, not brute force. Mostly a team of 3 people did this, which is wild to me. The music is also very good.
Hey, you're alive. When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change. So, wanna tell me who you are?
Alright, are we male or female? First off. We never see our own body, for what it's worth. You're deciding what the hands look like. I have played as a male, and I think there are some things that might be interesting to experience as a female avatar, so we can do that. We get 5 skin tones. But I think because of the 4 of us who are usually on the call, we're going to match ourselves as closely as possible here. All right. Name. Streamy. It's done. All right.
Well, it's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river? What's the last thing you remember?
This is, we get to choose a profession for ourselves. So, I will read for you for now. We can be an archaeologist, where we have occasional historical insights into the ancient world, which will become relevant very quickly here. We can have a gun. We can run faster when we're sprinting. And we can have more health. Yeah, let's do it. I feel like, again, we've all got our PhDs in this or this related material.
Oh, you're an archaeologist? Then you'll definitely want to hear this. I don't know if it's exactly what you're looking for, but there are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me. He went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped or injured or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him, so I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him? If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please?
Alright. We've just woken up, right? We don't know the context for any of this.
Oh, of course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. I just... What do you want to know?
Thoughts? Do I just... I think we can ask them all in sequence. Do you want me to just click through? Okay.
Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Know what I mean? Oh, I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you.
Yeah, do we want to pressure for a name at least?
All right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
Let's thank her for saving our life, I think, right?
You're welcome. Always happy to help. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
It's not that, I promise.
He's the guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did.
The whole game sucks.
thought
It's just been a
maybe you two
6-week
knew each
setup
other.
for that one joke.
I guess not. But maybe the two of you can piece together what you're doing here. In any case, you'll like him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is. You really don't remember? We're in Italy. This river is the Tiber. Not much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts. What am I, an idiot? You could hike a long, long way in any direction and never find another soul. Trust me. Great. So you're ready to go look for Al?
Do we say, all right, I'm in?
Thank
All
you.
right.
The entrance is just past those columns behind you. Please, hurry. Oh, and he left this here. But I think you'll need it more than I will.
Oh, weird. Okay, hold on a sec. Let's Alt-Tab out and fix things. All right. A4 should be 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be cable A. Let's go to the settings. Oh yeah, we gotta start fixing this. The speakers need to be cable A. That's this one. And the microphone should be... should be this one, B1. Okay, apply. We're going to lose the game sound while I'm Alt-tabbed. That's normal. Stream, can you still hear me? Let me know in chat, please. And also, please let me know if you can hear Dana and Karen, who are going to say something now so that we can actually practice hearing them.
Karen,
Look.
unite!
Yes, use your Karen powers for good. I'm pretty sure that... what was I going to say? That there's nothing else to watch about this game. It was just all a big setup for this moment
All right.
to irritate / entertain me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Pete, we're good on everything. I'm going to assume that yes is targeted at me.
Hooray!
Put that here. Perfect. Let's get back
You may
to it.
regret that you're able to hear us. At least me.
All right.
Excellent.
And now we get
I like how the very first quest
flashlight.
marker was quid pro quo.
Yes.
Enter the ruins. That's like a joke for people who know Latin. We're in Rome. When in Rome, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or we're in Italy somewhere. Maybe not Rome.
All right.
Semper ubi sub ubi.
Exactly.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence is long forgotten, all knowledge of it lost, except in the Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city,
Oh, give the
step
Latin.
forth
Come
and
on.
be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise."
Oh, it is. Okay. At least it looks.
Yeah, the Latin was printed for you. And now we fall.
A little hard to see, but some of us want to go back to high school
Shall
Latin
find
club
themselves
days.
showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place.
Oh, okay.
Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there, against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation, or a warning. Al Worth.
Well, don't need a broken cell phone.
I still think it's fishy.
Always remember they're watching. And that's accurate for history nerds. There's actually quite a bit of graffiti that survives from ancient Rome.
Yep, there is certainly. And a lot of it is very naughty, and I love it.
Yeah. In a pose of lamentation. Yep.
I read that really
Accurate.
quickly, and I thought it said a pose of lactation.
Oh, yeah, that's...
No, she's lamenting,
Go back.
right?
I mean, that could be a pose of lactation. You could, any pose, you could be lactating.
I mean, one
It's like- it's
supposes,
like
yes,
emptying-
Dana. It's
emptying
9:10.
into the-
I want everybody to know.
Into the pool, like that's how the pool water is filled, like the piss boy.
I mean, okay, since we're already there, I will say that if like the kid pops off at the wrong moment, you will absolutely spurt across the room if you are a lactating person.
Yes, that
then
is
you're like,
accurate.
no, get back on there.
So, more correct Latin, I will note. Always
Yes.
good to see.
Wait, pro peccata, what was it? Something for our sins?
The translation is not
Oh.
literal. It's for our convenience,
We're
right?
alright. Yeah, they're gonna do like... Nice. Ruining my bowl of golden grams. Hey, there are like cookbooks for like where people use milk
No, we
from
don't
themselves.
have to. We do not have
It's-
to talk about that.
People
We
do
don't.
all kinds of stuff.
We're not talking about that. Nope.
There's so many lamenting statues. It really doesn't bode well.
Yeah, none of the statues are happy, are they?
They're not lactating though.
That's true.
They are not doing that, no.
We've got that going for us.
But yeah, everybody's in a bad state. It's interesting. It kind of reminds me of like how they found, people in all different poses in Pompeii,
I was just about to say.
but they're gold.
Yeah, they're not crispy.
Volcanoes
They got,
don't
like,
make people
Midas.
gold.
Yeah,
Generally.
they got Midas. The Midas touch. Midas was Greek though, right?
I think so, yeah. I think for help that never came is a step too far, researcher. You don't know that.
Oh dear.
Oh, Midas was a Phrygian king. It's my favorite mode. Oh, hello.
Did you see who this was, everybody?
Not who, but
Ow!
old man wearing modern clothing. Oh, is that Al?
Yeah.
To whoever reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, that you'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. And here there are only two options. Death, or that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now and find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
Oh.
That's, inspiring.
I do like the voice acting
Sure.
in this game for what it's worth. I think it's high quality for an indie title.
Oh, good. I love the idea of statues whispering at me. That doesn't remind me of, like, Weeping Angels from Doctor Who at all.
Yeah, not creepy in the slightest, is it?
Much further to what? No, thank you. Oh, it looks like you're going into an eye.
It's big Chrono Trigger vibes here for me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So Joe just got a Super Nintendo flash cart that has a whole section of it devoted to basically like expansion chip Nintendo stuff.
Nice.
Including like when folks have just gone in and replaced, all of the audio in a Super Nintendo game with like higher quality stuff. So he brought up an orchestrated link to the past. I think it was made up of, various like Symphony of the Goddesses.
Yeah. They use the
remixes
MSU1 chip. No relation
Yes,
to my
the
institution.
MSU1 chip.
Yes,
Yep.
it's awesome.
So he has a bunch of games for that. So we should do one of those, just tour through some of them at some point.
I'm down for that.
Because he said there's like multiple Chrono Trigger ones on there. Basically, any major title, there's a version with replaced audio using the MSU chip.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius.
Nice.
Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
I'm streaming, and I've just come from the future. Wait, are you speaking English? That's fun.
Which one, team?
Maybe the third one.
Yeah, ask what the shrine is.
Yeah, agricultural goddess of springtime? You're not from around here, are you? Oh, I see what you did there. Changing the subject like that. Nice try. But I'll ask again. Who are you, and what were you doing in the shrine?
I guess
Number
English?
2, yeah.
What? I'm speaking Latin. You are too, although your accent's a little strange.
They wouldn't know what English
You're a
was.
sly one, aren't you? One more time. Who are you, and what were you doing in that shrine?
Just
Number
tell him
one.
the truth. He's not going to believe you.
Or will he?
No idea what you're talking about. Oh, wait. Are you a bit, not right in the head? That's all right, friend. Everyone's welcome here.
That's very accepting. Seriously, what's today's
We
date?
sort of lose track of the date down here, but it feels like the beginning of spring to me, so I'd say early March? It's 817 AUC. Sorry, you look confused. 817 years since the founding of Rome. which part of the Empire are you from exactly?
Do we want to be smart here?
Yeah.
CE?
They're not gonna know what C is.
Yeah, they won't know that,
Talking
but
about. But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So
Wow.
let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine.
when in Rome.
Not laws, law. There's just one, the golden rule, and the punishment for breaking it's... well,
Turning into gold.
it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, you coming?
No thanks. No.
Do you want me to say no thanks?
No, I was just being
Okay.
silly
Follow me.
before I saw the option pop
When I
up.
first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see...
I like that I can just
there's
set
a
it to
nice
auto
little
follow
community now.
incidentally.
Only
Nice.
23
So
of
now
us
I
at
can
the
look
moment,
around while we're moving?
count the 3 who are missing. Well, I don't know how, since nobody knows a way out. But it's just big and dark enough to get lost in, if you're not careful.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your pretty new friend, Hilarious?
Keep it in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking her to see the magistrate.
That pompous old bore won't be magistrate for much longer. Anyone who helps voting on today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
Okay then.
Politics. I'd stay clear of it and her, if I were you. She's... it's not my place to say. Down on your right is our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage, and wheat.
Oh, you can do a lot with that.
That one usually gets a chuckle.
The
I like a good
bloodless
leak.
shadows
You can spin it.
wander without flesh or bone.
Don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since... well, you know, I don't know what happened to her. Up here on your right is the chasm.
Ooh, pretty.
If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom.
This is a very
On your
nice
left
looking
is the
game for a
forum, where you
three-person
can visit
title.
The market, or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of Apollo. Most of us have almost nothing, just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this central plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Hilarious. You're meant to be working the farm, not trudging back into the village.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
You'd better go with him. But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let them use you.
What was that? What did you just say?
I said it'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm watching you, farm boy. Greetings, citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please.
You just want to go along with it and get over with our intro?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Follow me. The only thing you really need to understand right now is the golden rule. Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9. Didn't matter whether he'd done anything wrong. One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation. If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the golden rule is exactly 10 times worse. The magistrate can explain the rest. Who's up these stairs?
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name? A
Trini.
curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress. I see you have the piercing and astute eyes of Athena You
Oh.
must be a woman of great learning. We're always happy to welcome another scholar to our little community.
See, we're
Equitia
safe
will be
because we're not a
delighted to meet you,
warrior.
I'm sure. Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains, many hundreds of years ago.
It is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Indeed. More importantly, consider the miraculous community we've built here over the last 7 months.
7 months?
complete strangers
That's quick.
brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin?
Can't say I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nor could I until I came here. But the reason for this miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die. You see,
Oh.
the builders of this place
Cheery.
left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." From what we can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment. Like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up. And now it seems that day is finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions.
Looked over at chat about
Ask
happy
away.
to welcome another scholar. Well, they didn't say we were getting paid. Nice. Nice, Karen.
Yeah, excellent. All right. So this is the basic rules of our game, right? We'll go through these here.
Yeah.
An intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries.
I would say makes sense to me.
Okay.
Right. This dude doesn't have a PhD, and this is a PhD way of framing the question.
And also, just like your laws and customs are considered barbaric from where I'm from, that's like needlessly intense, I think,
Right.
for the
Key
situation.
things to remember are that we have laws forbidding treason.
I like to think an
and
archaeologist would just
murder, assault,
be
and rape,
listening and learning
as well as
here.
theft and arson and so on. I have made my pronouncement on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows. I would be keeping a close eye on them if I were you. You see, in my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to Proserpina, the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. It's said to open a doorway in time, so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and travel back to the past. And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you?
Do we tell
Yeah,
him
tell
the
him to-
truth?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because lying gets everybody killed, right?
Years?
possibly.
That is unfathomable. Please tell me, in your time, what did you see? What had become of us, of this city?
Yeah, let's go with the truth, I
Yeah.
think.
Ooh, this was the toughest one for you two yet.
I have imagined it, our downfall, 1,000 times. But it still breaks my heart to hear the truth of it.
Yeah.
All I
See,
can tell you
magistrates
is that it's a ritual
pretty savvy.
sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions. I have to recite a prayer, and of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases a live animal.
If you're
this
praying to the
case,
god of
the
mold,
sacrifice is
Robigus,
rather
you have to paint a
costly.
dog red and
The
sacrifice
life of
the
the
dog.
person performing the ritual. I
Okay.
don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future.
Because I guess red mold could be very destructive.
I would
to
have
crops.
chosen to lie about this particular detail.
Yeah.
We don't have an option.
I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything.
We're too nice
You'll
in making
try to
dialogue
make sure
decisions.
I
It depends
don't
what
need
we're
to
playing.
visit.
I'm trying to play as an academic here. I mean, I would say I'll do my best, but I think both are true.
We
So,
can go with the top one yet.
Well, I suppose that's all I can ask for. Well, I believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal. As for me, well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election. The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion. You shouldn't have that problem, though, unless, of course, you get off on the wrong foot.
which one's the wrong one? I have a 50% chance.
Do you ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore? What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better.
Makes sense.
Do we ask the middle one, or do we ask just leave it for now?
I'd leave it.
Yeah. Don't want the magistrate to be pissed at you.
The problem should take care of itself. Let me see if I can explain. If you manage to prevent the sin that breaks the golden rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here.
I've never
Thus,
DM'd.
you have created
Pete.
a paradox.
Yeah, me neither.
If this occurs, you should be flung back
I'm not really
to
interested
the
in it.
time, having changed the past.
It's a lot of
for the
work
worse.
with the reading the manuals and everything to like.
Yeah.
And once you've been doing it, it's kind of second nature, I think. But
Ah,
I think I would
So,
enjoy
are you
planning
ready?
games. I
Can
just
count on you
haven't
to
been in a
figure
phase
out
in my
who's
life to
about
do
break the golden
any
For me,
planning
it's an
like,
issue of
D&D.
time investment, right? I would want to do
Yeah.
a really amazing, excellent job and have
Mm-hmm.
lots of stuff planned out that maybe my players don't even get to see, right?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, I need you to investigate the city. Talk to everyone.
There's a
Help
dude on Twitch
if
that just
you
like
can
his
trust.
full-time
I
job is
authorize
being
you
a
to
DM
enter
for
private
people.
homes and inspect
That's awesome.
Nice.
And they like
documents
they like hire him
unless,
to
of
do
course, you're
campaigns
asked to leave.
with their groups, and then they usually it's
Figure
usually
out who
streamers, and then they
is,
stream
and
the
as soon as you have
campaign.
a name,
Wow.
Come back and tell me immediately.
Okay.
Yeah, I imagine there's a lot of people. I've seen one that
If I
Joe
were
has
you,
watched.
I'd start my investigation by visiting
Can't remember his name now.
Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
Get right on it.
See what I can do.
See what I can do. They're both fine.
This one will give us the quest marker to visit the Shrine of Apollo, which we have no reason to not do first.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to everybody I pass, though.
Don't mind me. I just live here.
Feels
Okay.
very comfortable.
I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want?
Rude.
I want to smack you up.
Cynthia, eldest daughter of the magistrate. But
Oh,
you'd
there
know
you
that
go.
If you'd been invited in here and introduced properly, what are you doing in here, and why are you dressed like that?
Charming. Yeah.
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 You know, some people say it's the creation of an all-seeing God who's watching everything we do. But what kind of an awful, incompetent God would let my sister go missing on his or her watch?
Thoughts?
Fair question.
Yeah. I
Did you
think
hear that?
is-
Curse you, you coward! Where is my sister? What do you have
Oh.
to say for yourself? No
Why are you mad at me?
Nothing.
Right?
That's what I thought.
I like the second one.
Yeah, me too.
I'm telling you, this mysterious god of ours has to be asleep on the job. Either that, or, like people are saying, it really is just a children's fable my father is exploiting to frighten us into behaving. I suppose we will.
Do I ask about a way out?
Yeah.
Sure.
Ugh, what is it with you people? You heard the rumor that my little sister escaped and figure I must know a way out too. Is that it? Well, that's just a stupid rumor. We have no idea what happened to Scintilla. I wish you mouth breathers would just leave me alone.
I don't want to offer help. She's rude.
It's true.
talk about
Let's talk about something
I
else.
trust you can see yourself out.
All right then.
Alright, we came in this way. Right? Yeah.
Oh, back of man?
What now? He's one of the better commanders I've ever had, that's for sure. Good stoic. Lives by Seneca's words. Treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Can't ask for much more than that.
The golden rule, of course.
I'm a legionary of the 1st Italica, but there's not a lot of fighting down here. So the magistrate has assigned me other duties. I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughters. Daughter, I should say. And the others, and making sure they're all behaving. I also keep a register of new arrivals.
Can we ask him
Yeah.
background here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm from Liguria, up north originally. I was doing alright for myself. 12 years into my service. Had a nice girl lined up for when it was all over. Not anymore. She's probably figured I'm long gone and moved on by now. I try not to think about it. My commander sent me to deliver a message to Rome. While I was there, I thought I'd do something nice for my girl and pick up a little pendant from a silversmith. That's when the crowd started flooding through the streets, shouting fire. People were screaming, trampling each other. Then some Genetricum fugitor tried to take advantage of the chaos and pinch my pendant. I remember chasing him through the crowds, down towards the river. And then, nothing. Blacked out and woke up near here. No idea how I ended up floating so far downriver. But I'm fortunate to be alive, I suppose.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Ah, don't be. As Seneca the Younger said, difficulty strengthens the mind, as labour does the body. That said, Scintilla's disappearance has Getting more difficult than I'd care to admit.
There's Julianne.
Oh, hooray.
A wild Julianne.
She is restarting Skype. I want the register of citizens. I feel like that's a thing we need to have to do this job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see why not. Just make sure I get it back by tomorrow.
It's for me.
All right.
Cool.
Very good.
Oh, there's a lot of pages. Or I guess
Of course.
sections.
There were only 3 names per page. I think there's 23 people.
Okay.
You should ask him
This is
if
gonna be
there's a
like-
way out.
It's gonna be like when we
we
were the insurance adjusters and I couldn't remember who anyone was.
This is easier to manage than that because I think all of the people we meet are faces we learn about, right?
That's from Seneca the Younger, if you're interested.
This guy is a Roman legionnaire who quotes philosophy, right? Like, that's who he is.
Yeah.
The daughter is kind of an asshat. That's who she is.
Yeah.
Well,
Figured that one.
as I always say, it's kind of like a divine version of the practice of decimation in the Legion. By threatening to execute 1 in 10 men, the idea is to ensure order and discipline among everyone. And it works. If you knew you could be executed because your brother-in-arms is planning a mutiny, well, you'd bloody well watch him like 100-eyed Argus, wouldn't you? Because your only chance of saving yourself is to stop bad things before they happen. Makes us all responsible for keeping each other in check. It's brutal, of course, but effective. The Legion wouldn't be the most formidable force in the world without
Can
it.
I hear anything?
There you go. Hi,
What happened to all
Joanne.
of us? You can try read. You can't hear us, so let me type.
Like it?
Yeah.
Not that it's any of your business, but my loyalty is and always will be with
There's a
Centaurs.
problem with my
Unfortunately,
speakers. Oh, really?
I don't think my vote is going to make any
Okay.
difference today. See, Domitius has been going around town, shoring up votes for Malleolus with
All
lies,
right.
bribery,
It's on
and
Discord too. I
intimidation.
can't hear
The
Discord.
man's a savage.
Oh.
but he's a
Oh, weird.
gladiator.
I think it might be a global throw my computer in the trash.
Sentius knows
thing.
about it, of course.
But I guess you can hear me,
He's
so
got the
that's
same
interesting.
understanding as Malleolus.
We can.
This place will be different with that sleaze at the helm. But I try not to worry about things I can't change.
All right. I'm going to be done with this
I suppose
conversation.
it is.
Hold on. Goodbye.
Alright?
You are the weakest link.
Julianne will be back. Let's go to the Shrine of Apollo and see what's up. Seems like the best place to go meet people, and we can explore the town as well. P.S. He is not going to be getting back that registry.
That's ominous. Oh, hello.
Hello, what?
Gold person.
Oh, yeah. This is the past. They have evidence that the Golden Rule exists. I thought the magistrate mentioned that to you.
Yeah.
Okay, I might have missed that looking at chat and stuff.
No, nothing.
No,
Nothing.
nothing.
Bizarre. Okay, I'm resetting my whole computer. Sorry. Goodbye.
Oh, bye-bye, Julianne.
Give me a moment.
Yay,
Sorry I'm such a
diversity!
mess. I just lost a patient and a dear friend. Julia. She was a good
I really like and appreciate that a game about Rome correctly notes that it's not all white people.
Yes, exactly.
Hooray! Yeah, I think offering to come back later is nice
No.
instead
Yeah.
of pressing.
Now it's
This,
fine.
yeah, see, there we go.
I can't afford to follow here. And I need the distraction. What's on your mind?
I mean, do you want to hear the town gossip before we get to the default list?
Yeah, just,
Sure.
Yeah, we can
She
hit the
was
yeah.
poisoned. She came in here
Gross.
frothing at the mouth. Normally I'd treat her with resin of silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing. And I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii."
There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly. Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall. But there's no way I can do that down here with the golden rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath. Well, unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do. Get me that silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day, or in the next hour. And I will not allow this to happen again. I don't care how you get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose another patient this way, I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching up to that Genetricum Fututo and scratching his eyes out.
It's pretty.
Thoughts?
That's dangerous talk.
Then you'd better get me that silphium quickly, hadn't you?
Searching the body's a holdover from, remember this was a Skyrim mod at first? I think it's making fun of you, right? Alright. What's in here? I'll take a loaf of bread. Recipes inside of your video games is awesome.
She's back again.
Hey, and honestly,
Julianne.
That kind of reads like actual. When we have like ancient recipe books like that, that's kind of how they read. So.
I mean, they don't talk about how great it was when they were at harvest time and had bread with their mom 3 pages before you get to the recipe.
Terrible shame what happened to Yulia. But we just have to carry on, don't we?
Well, this is the guy who refused the resin before.
Yeah, let's wait before we press that.
You mean, how did I end up here? That is a lengthy tale.
Yeah, he's got quite an accent for this
Yeah, I
game.
was going to say, why did they make the bad guy have that particular accent?
Liberated from the enemies of Rome.
I suspect there's going to be multiple bad guys.
Slave, fetch a magnificent price in Roman high society. Had myself a nice little shop in Rome, just off the Forum. Lots of foot traffic and close to the docks. Good place to be when the fires broke out. See, about 7 months ago, half of Rome caught on fire. Everyone who couldn't get to an outer gate was running for the river, open to escape by barge. So I gathered my coins and some priceless vases into a cart and had my most loyal slave girl, pretty young thing named Acantha, push it for me. All the way down to the river, I'm elbowing for a stampede of people, turning back now and then to make sure she hasn't legged it with my valuables. But, to my surprise, we make it, and I see this barge loading up, and it's so full it's almost sinking. But the captain's happy to take my coin, so I start boarding, and then he puts his hand on my chest and he says, "No, too heavy. The cart or the girl." So I did what anyone would have done.
You chose the cart, didn't you?
Yeah.
I can hear, and I'm
good.
here.
So, Julianne,
here.
we're going to catch you up. We woke up not knowing where we were and got asked to go explore these ruins, only to find a time gate to the ancient Roman past about 65 CE.
Nice.
Very
So
Chrono Trigger when we
we
went
are-
to the portal.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
We are now investigating this town, and every person here is suspicious, and we, unbeknownst to them, have some evidence that it's true. That they must live by this principle they call the Golden Rule, where anybody who commits any wrong against any other person will cause the entire city's population to die.
Oh, okay.
What counts as a wrong, we are in the process of figuring out. Somebody was just poisoned to death. We don't
Is
know
it like
how
one wrong,
exactly.
one death?
We'll see very
they think
shortly.
that if one wrong, all die.
Of course I chose the car.
So like everybody's
I mean,
scared,
I was buying you a
obviously.
slave girl, if I still have
This
any
guy sucks, by the way.
And I guess you realised what was happening because
So this is ancient Rome?
Yes.
And in one swift
Why does
motion,
he
she
sound
goes
like
out,
this?
thinking at the time,
Right, we were just saying, like, he's like a traveling merchant, I guess.
No, I dived in after it, aren't you
He
paying
is
attention? That was a bloody
traveling
farce.
merchant of
Only,
insurance.
I guess I must have hit my head
I
or something.
get
because
it.
Everything went black. When I came to, I'd washed up on the riverbank not far from here with nothing in the world but a single silver coin.
My name's Daisy-ish.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, sure, I'd lost a few thousand denarii, but I've already made it back, and this place is a veritable
my
treasure
goodness.
trove. Look around
What
you.
a
There must
dick.
be more gold in here.
Yeah, this
than
guy is
treasure in
terrible.
Rome. If I can just figure out how to get it out of here.
All right.
I'm afraid not. If you're desperate, I did hear that Aurelia down at the tavern claims to know of a way out, but I'm not sure I trust her. Some people here are a little shady for my liking.
Shady. That's
Really, I hadn't noticed.
anachronistic. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
think.
yeah, gotta watch out. Old Dacius has got your back though.
All right. Do you want to bring up the resin before we go?
I want to know what they think about the golden rule.
Oh, yeah.
Got it.
Actually.
It's terrible for inflation, is what it is. There's so much gold just
See, I
lying
knew,
around,
I
it's
knew
practically
that was going to be
worthless.
some kind of.
At least down here. Of course, I have an idea for generating real wealth, but what I need is a bow. Just
So, this is
a
one of
simple
those like
composite
fetch
bow.
questy.
I've
Everyone wants
scoured
something
this city
different from you.
top to bottom with no luck. But if you happen to
Yeah,
find
see?
one, bring it to me and we'll talk.
All right. Do we say I'll see what
Oh,
I can
yeah,
do,
this
and then
is
maybe
so-
just never do it?
Greek style.
Sure.
Got some augmented seconds in there and some Phrygian flavors.
I ask us a reasonable price of
Yeah.
1,000 denarii. Oh, it's perfectly legal. Simply a question of
This
supply
seems
and
like
demand, I'm
commentary
afraid.
on modern medical
Take it or leave
practice.
Right.
Piano.
Price gouging for
The
pharmaceuticals.
guitar.
Oh,
Can't play this guitar.
did you, we heard this? I don't think that he did. The whisper.
Yeah.
Hear what?
Yeah, I didn't think so.
You sure you're feeling alright? If you're hearing things,
No.
you should pay a visit to Lucretia's clinic.
No.
I want another navy
No.
on our hands. She claimed the
Julianne
statue
has a
was
guitar.
whispered to her.
Oh yeah, nice, Julianne.
Believe it or not, I don't know how to play this, but it's the only instrument I had.
But I digress. Do you want this Sylphium or not? Very well. Perhaps I
gonna,
can
like,
interest
figure
you in
out-
something within
We're gonna do
your
some ear
budget.
training.
Very well.
We'll do the voting politics about the election of the magistrate later. So there's the Sylphium resin. What shall we do, team?
Oh,
Ew, what the
I'm trying to
hell?
figure out where that whisper's coming from. It might be that one statue.
Should we take it like the statue wants us to do?
Hey, Virgil. How much would you want to make me a bow?
While he's talking to somebody else, we can sneak. What do y'all think?
I don't want to steal anything.
Yeah.
Pizza came into the room. Pizza straight from Iowa. The best pizza.
I'll tell you what.
Shut up, Neil.
Let's save Dana, and then do it and see what happens.
Yeah, if
Okay.
it like auto kills us, then I guess we'll.
You ready?
Auto kill. Yikes. Dying gas.
I thought so.
For the sins of the one.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Hold on. We gotta book it.
I have a feeling you're gonna turn into gold and just die.
There's a reason that one of the things you can do is move faster when you're hauling ass.
This is amazing. This reminds me of a little Zelda, actually. Believe it or not.
Yep.
Oopsie.
Okay.
Oh, that sucks. Did you die?
Nope, the magistrate evoked the ritual.
Oh my god.
So,
here you go. You get to see Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger!
here's something interesting. Now we've got the cure.
Oh, we got this magic. Where's Andrew? What is this transformation?
Oh, and Al mentions like basically continuing to go back, right, to the same spot.
Observe what happens here.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius.
We're back at the beginning of the loop, as far as we're concerned.
Oh no. Hopefully we can like dialogue skip a bit here.
This whole game is Majora's Mask, if that makes sense. Except as a murder mystery. Like, who is causing the real problems here?
I don't think so. I've never seen you before in my life. Oh, I guess how much did I drink last night? Sorry to have bothered you. Oh, and since you seem to be in a hurry, you should try out this device I made.
Attention to
Works real hard on
stream.
it.
First of all, how dare you?
Arranging what?
Check this out. It's a zip line.
Color me intrigued.
That's fun.
Ooh, zip line handlebar.
Just attach the pulley to the rope over the lake and hang on to the handles. If it works, it'll be faster than walking.
Is this going to be like their way of doing fast travel?
Yes, it is.
Zip lining.
I haven't
Love it.
quite summoned the courage to test it myself. But don't worry, it's completely safe. Probably.
The golden rule of stream. Now we all die because Andrew was arranging.
I mean, I was finishing my PowerPoint
rats.
for tomorrow, so.
I mean, I wasn't here for 30 minutes. And
Yeah,
so.
I'm done now. So.
I meant to catch the rope. You can
Working
zip line
band
over.
Phantom. Oof.
But
Nice. You just fell, but it's fine.
we now have the cure to save that woman's life, and I suggest that we do it.
Yeah, try to do that before you go see the magistrate, right?
We're not going to go talk to the magistrate this loop.
I was
That
gonna say,
wastes
we're gonna-
precious time, right?
Wait, do you also have a time limit?
The game moves
I
forward
would
in
imagine
real
for some
time.
reason, yeah.
Every 20 minutes, it'll loop on itself if you do nothing.
Been poisoned. She needs
Oh,
the
so it is
resin
like
of a
Majora's
plant called
Mask in
Sylvia.
Yeah.
all kinds of
But
ways.
that Colas Cumulates Decius won't give it to me.
Colas cumulates.
Here, look. We have it
Does that
now.
mean like
here we
big
go.
ass, like big asshole?
Basically, I'm sure, yeah.
Coolest, isn't that?
You need to
That
swallow
means
this.
ass.
Here, let me help you.
I don't know what cumulates means.
It pretty much just means, like, asshole.
Yeah.
Hopefully, in a moment, she should be able to.
The other
back
one that
woman.
we were looking at
That was
earlier is Mother
extraordinary.
Effer.
How did you know she needed this exact thing and at this exact moment? Are you some kind of oracle?
Sure.
Look, if you don't want to tell me, I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. But no matter. That
Or a
was like
Trojan
the
horse,
gods
for that matter.
hearing my prayers and intervening.
That's Greek.
You just saved a person's life, and you should be.
That's okay.
proud
We've
of
already
yourself.
talked about Midas.
She might
Same.
even be
Mediterranean.
able to thank you herself in a few minutes.
In terms of fast travel and looping, by the way, eventually we will unlock the ability to have Galerius do these types of things for us at the beginning of each
I'm
loop.
happy to help you with whatever it is you need.
Interesting.
So you can be like, hey, I need you to go take this poison cure to Lucretia, and I need you to go do Y and Z and A and B and C for me. Well, I go off and do my thing. Now go do those things, please. And that way we can preserve the loop in whatever state we need it to be, because some conversations require that certain people die, some conversations require that certain people live, right?
Oof.
And we can choose to set the
Complicated.
state of the loop however we want to.
It's a little bit like Elsinore in that respect.
I don't mean to worry you, but no, that is definitely not normal. There was one other person who claimed she could hear the statues talking to her. But that was Nevia, and she went a little mad.
Yeah, Outer Wilds energy too.
Yes, very much Outer Wilds energy.
Anything about what?
All right. We've already asked her all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Except this here.
Sure. What do you want to know? Do you really want to know? I mean, if somebody poisoned her, then surely they would have broken the golden rule, and so maybe it's best we don't discuss it. Gladly. That's a shame. Thanks again for saving Yulia's life. Apollo smiles upon you.
It's nice. Now we can talk to Yulia.
That's right.
Oh,
How you feeling?
it's you. Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. But thanks for trying to help me, I suppose. Was there something you wanted?
She has like an email face, like she's way too modern.
As much as
Like,
I'm
she's
grateful that you tried to help me.
on
It's
TikTok
just not
and stuff.
safe for me to talk
She's
about
on
it.
TikTok.
Please, no more questions.
Do we press her or do we let it go?
Yeah, first one.
Yeah.
The golden rule. That's the least of my worries. The gods may be cruel, but Malleolus and Claudia are far crueler.
Okay, we have some names.
Please, just leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. I mean, the first one is definitely true, but do we want to keep pressing?
We can always reset the loop if this goes totally south, right?
That's true.
She's gonna kill
Now that
us,
we
and
know
that's
that.
gonna be so cool.
Persistent as Nemesis, aren't you?
Fine.
I can tell you, but it's a long saga.
It's gonna take the entire loop for her to tell you the story.
All right. I'd been here about...
Right, she tells her story and somebody else like murders a person and the loop
I'd been
ends.
trapped here for the rest of my life. I could hardly breathe, and I knew I had to get out somehow. So when my new friend Aurelia offered me a secret way out, I would have done anything. And then I learned her asking price. 1,000 denarii. She was supposed to be my friend. I told her
There's a lot of 1,000
years to save
denarii
up
up
that
in here.
much. So she suggested I take out a loan from Malleolus. And I did.
Ooh.
I mean, with a name like Malleolus.
Sign an agreement.
That's like Harry
saying
Potter
I'd work off
BS
the
up in
debt
here,
of the
where
Yeah,
the names are
you
like
should know what
very
you're
on the
getting
nose.
into.
But I figured I'd be out of here so soon it wouldn't matter. I paid Aurelia. And she gave me her so-called way out. Do
Poison.
you want to know what it was? Hemlock.
Mm-hmm. I know what that
Drink
is.
this.
Oh no.
She said,
Anyway.
And you'll be out of here in no time. Of course, I demanded my money back, but she refused. She pointed to a sign on her tavern saying, "Let the buyer beware." Then she just looked at me with those cool
We'll see, now
black
we know.
eyes, and
The other person said Aurelia claimed to know a way out. Now
She
we know what that is.
That's
She
right.
immediately told Malleolus I'd tried to escape without paying him back. Only he didn't seem upset or surprised at all. In fact, he just thanked her. And that's when I realized the two of them had planned the whole thing from the beginning.
You're the first one.
That's what I said to the magistrate. I went to Sentius and begged for help, but he said the law was clear. I'd signed over my labor for 30 years and there was nothing he could do. I thought about resisting too. But Malleolus said if I didn't submit, I'd break the golden rule. And I couldn't be responsible for all those deaths, so he locked me in his villa. Confiscated everything I owned as collateral, and made me wear immodest, humiliating outfits while I worked day in, day out. His wife Claudia was just as bad. She sent me to work on an endless stream of futile, demeaning tasks. I'd be on my hands and knees, scrubbing the floor clean for hours, only for her to pour slop on it and hiss, "You missed a spot." Those two took everything from me. But they forgot to confiscate one thing. My hemlock.
Oh.
I just wanted it to be over. But it seems I messed that up too. Should have drunk all of it.
First
Sorry
one.
to hear that.
Yeah, oof to the second
I
one.
brought it on
Right.
myself. I trusted one of the most callous human beings I've ever met, and tried to swindle the other. I don't know how I could have been so stupid. When I've recovered, I
I'll leave
expect
you to
their
it.
thug Domitius will come for me.
I love these
He'll
choices.
escort me back to their villa, and I'll be right back where I started. Only this time, I won't be able to lull myself to sleep at night with the thought of a permanent solution. Honestly,
Oh.
it would have been better if the poison had been allowed to run its course.
Oh my.
Ugh.
It seems this is the fate the gods have chosen for me, for trying to escape.
Yay,
Now
good
you-
deeds, right,
Until
team?
someone breaks the
Yeah.
golden rule.
Instantly the first thing we do.
Maybe it wouldn't be so bad. A lot. But it doesn't matter. I made a suicide pact with Ulpius last night. He's in
Oh,
exactly
no.
the same position as I am.
Ma'am, this is a
Malleolus
Wendy.
and Aurelius set the same trap for him a month after they did it to me. He and I are in this together. He's probably already thrown himself from the bluff into Malleolus's villa by now. If so, I'd never be able to live with myself, knowing I broke my promise to him.
All right.
I doubt you could make it up to the bluff in time. I don't know who
We
you are
probably
or
can't
why you seem
now.
so determined to help me, but thank you. All right, but please don't take too long.
Oh my.
You mean my life story?
Listen to these,
Oh.
by the way.
Well, I grew up as part of a big family in Rome. Me and 3 older sisters. Our father found good husbands for my sisters, but I wasn't cut out for that kind of life. So he found me a job as a scribe for a prominent merchant. It was a good life for a while, until 7 months ago when the fires came. My colleagues and I worked desperately to try to protect our warehouse. We must have had 100 workers passing buckets of water, chanting prayers to Vulcan, but they fell on deaf ears. The fire was relentless and it claimed everything and everyone. Well, almost everyone. My employer told me to grab what valuables I could and flee for the Tiber with the crowds. I remember diving into the river and then the next thing I knew, I was waking up on the riverbank not far from here. Thank you. But to be honest,
Fair enough.
sometimes I think dying in that fire might have been a blessing, given what's happened since. All right. Thank you again for saving my life.
Wow.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some of these options
heavy.
sound like the sort of Google email predictive. Like it's like so heavy, and you're just like, all right, bye.
Right.
Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that.
It's because they always want you to have a quick way out. Oh, speaking of which, crap.
A man arrived
Yeah, shit. We spent too long talking to her.
with his face all covered up, and he's got a weapon. You have to do something, or he's gonna break the golden rule.
Oh, good. We're gonna confront the armed man.
We are.
Thank you.
La Marmee.
He's still in there.
Loma, 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 me, loma, me.
La marmee.
Anyway, I'm gonna tap out for the night and hop into chat.
All right.
You don't love our singing? Okay, bye.
We
Oh.
we
Love
drove
our maid
Karen
right
away.
on over.
You love our maid the
Did
hell
you
out
all
of
hear, find me in this empty shrine when it's all over, and the statue immediately whispers to us, no.
Oh, shit. No.
Creepy. You gonna take Karen off before we continue?
I have to go.
Yes, hold on. I will make Karen invisible.
Will you do that? I think I need a refill of my Snoop Rosé, so I will be right back.
Okay.
The shrine is collapsing.
Oops. Okay.
Well, that sucks. Let's go to the baths now.
Oh no, anyway.
Stop right there. I'm looking for
Wow.
Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, otherwise known as Quinctius. Do you know where he is? I'm not sure I believe that, so allow me to explain something to you. I am here with orders from Emperor Nero himself to find and execute the cultist Quinctius for terrible crimes against the Empire. So, if you tell me the truth, I will allow you to live. But if you lie to me or otherwise obstruct the Emperor's business in any way, I will thrust this arrow through your chest.
Yeah, as far as the budget for this, a significant portion of this game's cost is the voice acting. There's a lot of it, and it's good.
I was gonna say there's a lot of it, but that seems to be the point of the game, is that we're like uncovering stuff by talking to people. So I guess it makes sense.
Right.
Is that understood?
Yeah, they just look kind of okay.
Thank you. Now tell me, who are you people, and what is this place?
Snoop is so good.
Oh, how very welcoming of you. You want me to let my guard down, is that it? You're not
I
going to
want
get
his
your
bow,
claws
incidentally. Not to give to that asshat guy. But
I never thought he'd be
it's a tool I
foolish
want,
to
we'll
lead
say.
me right to the heart of his mystery cult. You say that, but if you're not a cult, then why go to such great lengths to keep this place a secret?
Which one?
Let's do the second one.
So you admit you're not allowed to leave.
Here, we'll try to talk some sense into him.
Threatening me is not going to help you, but in any case, that sounds an awful lot like a cult to me. And I saw the inscription suffer for the sins of the one. I take it this is some kind of mantra you all believe?
I like it's not a mantra, it's a warning.
A distinction without a difference. You've clearly been indoctrinated into this nonsense. Now tell me, where did you lot get enough gold to make all these statues? You lot are practicing human sacrifice too. You people
You just can't give him a normal answer.
You're distorting what I said.
Yes, yes, because I'm the real villain here. It's all clear to me now. The secret sanctuary, the indoctrination, the mantra, the human sacrifice. You're cultists, there's no doubt in my mind. What baffles me is how a person can believe in something with such zeal. They
Zeal,
just can't
this is
see
Chrono
it.
Trigger.
Chrono Trigger.
However, you still
I hate you
have
both.
to redeem yourself by telling me what Quinctius is. Do not waste it.
Wow.
Very well. Here's what I know. He's a 40 to 50-year-old man with distinctive eyes, one green and one blue. He's also
That's
known
fun.
to have delusions of
That's useful, though, because I'll bet there's only one person who has
His
that.
cult, your cult, are responsible for starting the fire which burnt half of
Damn,
Rome to
plantain
the
chips
ground
are so
and
good.
killed thousands in the
Oh, yeah, they are.
process.
Archaeologist
Ooh.
insight. Are you? Did you pick like a job?
Yeah, we
class
picked a
in the
job
beginning?
class at the beginning. You could be a soldier, which means you start with a gun. Dana said no. Or you can be an athlete, so you run faster. Or you can be a total amnesiac, which for some reason makes you live longer.
Okay, but the athlete was a fugitive. That's why they could run faster.
Oh, right, a fugitive from the law. We chose to be an archaeologist.
Athlete. That seems fun. I figured you would choose archaeologist out of those.
Well,
yeah, we're role-playing as an academic.
Especially in a game where 90% of it is observing and talking with people, having the extra conversation options I think is cooler. I don't think this is the right one to say to him, incidentally. But,
I'll set fire to the road. Watch it burn.
Believes he is guilty and wants him dead. The details are not my concern. This is your last chance.
Here's the thing, he's not out to kill me, he's out to kill Quintius, right? So, it makes sense to talk to somebody. I don't know if I would walk in threatening like this. I'd kind of do what I'm doing now, right? Just walking around, meeting people, but...
But then we couldn't have this cool, like, evil mercenary music.
Right. The problem with the mercenary music is not him, actually. I like this one the best because
it's anachronistic.
Jesus Christ, you're an idiot.
Right, because it's anachronistic, right?
Let's see.
Who the hell is that?
You said you wouldn't kill me if I told you the truth. I don't know if that'll work on him, but like that's what I would probably say.
And
I do
there's a
like the
simple
idiot though.
explanation for that. I lied. But if you want to know the truth before you die, here it is. Once I'm done with you and Quintius, I intend to kill every last one of you wretched degenerates. And I
Oh, that's easy. You just kill one of us and we all go.
enjoy more.
Yeah.
So efficient, honestly.
The many shall suffer for the sins.
Now hold on.
I'm gonna sample that in my next song that I make.
No, damn it.
The many shall suffer you're gonna sample that?
So what we're gonna do is come right here in the next loop, and then trick him to go into that building that collapses, right? And then I can get his bow. Because then he'll have died without breaking the golden rule, and the bow will become mine. What's this say?
Pulling the string on that bow is yeah. If anybody's done archery, if you that's not a modern compound bow. It takes so much freaking arm strength to shoot one of those things. Gosh, I miss archery.
Yeah, he doesn't dialogue except for the last 2 lines while he's holding the bow. That whole speech is not possible while you're holding that.
Yeah. Can we just like overlay the Chrono Trigger like time warp sound?
Yeah.
Or the like da 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 da.
Oh, look! Now we can do this, right? Check this out.
There we go.
I'm streaming. All right.
Serious. I'm listening. Yulia. Oh no. All right, I can do that.
Cool.
I'll go. But once I'm done,
trust
you
us,
can
alright.
tell me how you know all of this.
Yeah. Let's do the time warp again.
No, how did it? Oh, shit. I want that to work. Damn it. That
One of
rope.
these loops.
Right? One of these loops, I won't fuck it up. Alright. We are going to go to the baths and
just
get
a
ourselves
jump
a
to the
bow
left.
this loop. Galerius is fast, by the way. Good job taking care of business. Do you know why
for
he's
real.
so fast, though? It's because the game continues to proceed in real time, and he has to take care of all that fucking nonsense. At the very end of the game, when I did it a couple of years ago, I followed him around, just comically watching him be like, "Here, take this, God, move on." He's like running.
With his face all covered up, and he's got a
Alright,
weapon.
we did this before.
Thank you. I have to. What? Why?
Just trust me.
All right, fine. Come and find me in my bakery instead. Please.
Oh, cool. Maybe we'll get some
Bakery. Yeah, cake.
Now, Assassin Man. Let's go deal with him.
You know, the tradition of wedding cake actually comes from ancient Rome.
This conversation is going to go differently this time.
Except the sad news is it wasn't like you got a giant cake for all of your guests. What actually happened was that you would crumble it over the heads of the newlyweds, and it was like meant to represent sweetness in their married life.
For your service to the Emperor,
So it like combined a few different modern. Well,
Oh, don't worry, my
But
Assassin
they did have
Man
wedding
friend.
cakes, specifically.
Our paths are, in fact, not going to be crossing much longer. But we have two things to do this loop while he's dead. One is examine the room behind him. Because I don't want to have this conversation with him every time, so we might as well go look there now.
Yeah.
But first...
Yeah, the other wedding thing that came from ancient Rome was bridesmaids. And that one is really funny because the idea was that you would dress up a bunch of other unmarried women like the bride, so they didn't have like a distinctive different outfit.
Oh.
But the idea was that like if like anybody like wished ill will upon them or like, you know, wanted to steal away the bride, like there's like basically decoys.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So now we have the assassination note as well. We'll go deal with that shortly. Two things first. The baths back here. And more importantly for me, we have to go talk to the bakery lady.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was also just it was just like the more people celebrating would like ward off the evil spirits kind of thing. Or,
I want
like,
to take a
confuse
bath
them.
in here, by the way.
Mhm. But yeah, the idea is that like the evil spirits would get confused because all the women were dressed the same and they wouldn't know which one was the bride, and so they would just leave everyone alone and be like, oh, screw this.
Nice.
Of course, now people make sure their bridesmaids are not dressed like the bride. First of all, who could afford it? Although my wedding dress was $70, so I can't really complain. I found mine on eBay a month before the wedding.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, I had a different plan for a dress that fell through, so I sort of had to very last minute get a different dress. And I found a Rent the Runway dress, and then I looked up what it was, and then I found one on eBay.
You there? I'm sorry to
Oh,
trouble you, but
crap.
I couldn't help but notice that fine bow you're carrying. No idea how you managed to get your hands on it, especially in the light of our dear old magistrate.
This guy. Fuck this guy.
I'm impressed. And before you ask, no, I wouldn't dream of trying to buy it from you. I have no use for a wooden bow myself. But I would like to propose a joint business venture of sorts.
What time is it? Okay.
Business venture with this jerk. I mean, I'll hear him out. Oh, okay. Ooh, see? Whisper. Do it.
Tell me, do you have any idea how people here end up as golden statues?
Yeah, actually.
And here I was thinking I was the only one to figure it out. In any case, supposedly one or two of those arrows is enough to turn a full-grown man into gold. Now, of course, that is a travesty, a terrible, horrible waste of human life, which has to be stopped. And yet, on the other hand, I can't help but think of a tale told by that Greek fella Aesop, the goose that laid the golden egg. With the ability to transmute organic matter into gold, one could create infinite wealth. Use your imagination. Golden animals, insects, trees and plants. The Midas touch without the drawbacks. We are talking riches beyond...
All this guy cares about is money.
Even if we were to split all those riches between the two of us, half of infinite wealth is still infinite. Interested?
Sure, we'll do it.
Excellent. So the first question is, how do we get our hands on one of those golden bows? Now, I have a plan, but first, tell me, are you familiar with the story of the goddess Diana?
Enough, right? It's Artemis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Then none of this should be a surprise.
There's some arrows involved.
Diana is on goddess of the hunt, the moon, and the underworld, depending on who you ask.
Depending on who you ask.
The one thing priests and poets agree on is that she carried with her a golden bow and a quiver of golden arrows. And it just so happens that there is a shrine of Diana in this very forum, with a prominent
Well, there you
statue of the
go.
goddess herself. And would you like to guess what she's holding in her hand?
A golden bow.
I like how you didn't have other. I wish you had other stupid options.
Yeah, stupider options.
You know what?
An egg for these trying times.
All right.
I always quote that, and yet I really don't love It's Always Sunny, but I love that moment of It's Always Sunny.
You give your bow to me, I cover it in a thin layer of gold leaf, and we create a replica of a golden bow. Then you enter the shrine, extinguish the braziers, and under cover of darkness...
Oh yeah, this will get everyone killed.
It's more of a...
Seems fine.
A trade. But make no mistake,
Yeah.
this
Trade.
is
All right.
Now,
You know what? I don't have questions. Let's just do it.
Yeah. You win. Don't ever call me partner.
Don't ever call me partner.
Notice the tip here.
So if you don't like action or horror elements, feel free to decline. Wow. That's
Brian doesn't mind
interesting.
those.
I don't mind
I
those.
haven't ever seen that before.
if you'll hand over your bow, I can get started applying a layer of gold.
Like a genre warning.
It is.
that's
It is a genre warning because this formally will introduce bow combat. Right?
Interesting.
The bow is an abstract item we're carrying until you take on this quest. You can use it for a couple things, right?
Now I've gone and unlocked the Shrine of Diana for you, so as quick as you can, head on inside. It's just at the end of the street on the left. May the gods not watch over you.
May the gods
That one
not
sounds
watch
like
over
my,
you.
it's like my actual door knocking. That freaked me out. Wow, he listens with their ears. Shocking.
As in with the statue's ears, right?
Oh, he listens with their ears. Okay. Oh, did something die here?
No, there's bugs up there.
Oh,
So
interesting.
how do I? Oh right. Extinguish the braziers.
We're not taking all the torches like we did last week.
All right. No, we are not.
Is that you, partner? Do you have the bow? Wonderful. Just go ahead and slide it under the door for me and I'll unlock it.
Organizational skill.
Honestly, I've
Yeah,
said
you
that
have to keep
Joe.
track of so much.
It's just like you think about like how much energy and time,
Right.
like emotional and otherwise, goes into one relationship,
And
then like maintaining that type of like open, honest communication with like multiple people. I've always told Joe, I'm like, I don't think that would be exhausting. I would get nothing else done.
Now, and don't even think about giving me the fake one. I'll recognize
Again,
mine
more
anyway.
power to the people that do it. It takes a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of
honestly like
communication.
a real skill.
I honestly
Never
did.
have.
I have
So,
a friend
hey,
from college.
here's a
who
cool thing. You ready?
does poly, and
We
I'm
are stuck in
always
here
like,
with that hornet's nest. We're locked in.
Oh, these are hornets.
That's right.
Okay.
Gross.
Let's find out how many it takes to
Those are like blowflies or something.
Here's the
I'd be willing
thing.
to
Check this out.
poly just for someone else.
Our asshole friend was
Our asshole
right
friend.
about the bow.
Oh, neat.
Wow. So.
Does that just get
Whoa.
rid of them?
No, but we
Oh,
can
okay.
leave now, right? It crashed through the floor.
Interesting.
Casual skeleton over there. Cool.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right.
Bye. This is Zelda, obviously.
You notice
Where's the cow?
now that we're actually playing Skyrim for a couple minutes, right? The bow is out.
Yeah, in case you missed that, Julian, this was originally a Skyrim mod that became its own game.
Oh, I was gonna ask. Like, I don't know anything about this game at all.
Yeah, it won a Writers Guild Award as a Skyrim
I was wondering
mod.
why it looked kind of familiar. Okay. It's interesting. It's so cool how mods can,
And remember the
grow up.
woman who heard the statues that's not us? The one who went crazy?
My beloved Galatea, I write this so that one day, when we're finally together, you will understand what I've done and why I had to do it. The others will call me mad or a monster, but I don't care what they think. Everything I'm doing here, I'm doing for you. I'll start.
Everything I do, I do it for you.
Lined with golden statues.
Everyone's favorite movie tie-in song of all time.
Rasp of air, as if vocal cords of metal strained to
Actually, that's not true. It's definitely 1,000 Years from Twilight because I have to play that at so many freaking weddings.
Gross.
And it has like no discernible melody.
In the hallway to the
I'm so sorry.
I heard it again and found myself drawn to the statue of a Roman wearing a stola.
I actually don't list it on my personal repertoire, even though I have it, because I just don't want to put the idea in anyone's head.
You don't want anyone to get any idea.
If they ask for it, then I will do it, because I have it
Yeah.
for multiple instrumentations, but I don't advertise that I have it.
Right.
In case they don't think to ask.
Right into my soul. That was when it dawned on me.
See, turning stuff to gold is useful, right?
This was a woman trapped within that golden prison.
So Navia told the others. Hold on, we're in a load, sorry. Come on, game.
Oh, dang.
Actually, I told
Oh,
the others.
dang.
But when I could not reproduce the results of my experiment, they would not believe me. But from that moment on, I knew the full horror of
The Canadian government has apologized for Bryan Adams on numerous occasions. Have they, though?
So,
I've never
once
seen
they
it.
turn into statues, all the statues represent previous generations of the cursed people who lived here. They're actual
Yeah.
people, right? We know that, and she went insane figuring it out.
Oh, cool.
Is that a chocobo? Oh no. Why did that look like a bird to me?
Because they were like... I was gonna
That
say,
just showed up.
can we just have the version from the Pixel remaster where you snorted as loud as I've ever heard?
Hold on. Oh, needs two.
Do they have boobs?
Yeah.
Are these like skeletons with boobs?
You know what they? I think
They're
wearing,
half
like,
they're
plate armor.
half-formed skeletons, right?
Oh, but
It kind of
Oh,
reminds
gosh.
me of Oh yeah, you take care of that while I say that the ones with boobs remind me of in Spaceballs, the character Dot that's like the C-3PO, but it's Joan Rivers, and so she has like the golden plate.
Right, right.
Kind of what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Spaceballs is a great movie.
Oh, look, there she is.
Oh, fun. You're like, alright, fine. I guess.
But won't that disrupt the ecosystem?
Yes.
Yes, that's the point.
Has it occurred to you that as I find money, I can buy that girl's freedom, by the way?
Mm-hmm.
That's what money is used for here.
So if this is a mod, who did the music? Like,
Hold on.
sorry. of chocobos.
I don't actually know who did the music for this. It's a good question.
I just like the kicking them, like just kicking them over. Like it's not Skyrim music that was repurposed, right?
No, it is not. This is original
It's
music.
new. Yeah, original, yeah.
And most of it has
Are
been
you
quite
dying?
good so far. I have health now, if that's the question, yes. Once you enter down into this part of the game, you get a health meter.
Good times. Can't monologue and shoot at the same time. Exactly.
That's right. I'm 31 arrows, which I think is going to be enough for most of the rest of the game.
Man, okay, this is gonna, like, maybe make me feel old in chat, but how many of you handed in almost exclusively papers in school that you had printed out versus handwriting? Because that was that was a transition for me.
That was a transition. But when was it? When did I start printing papers?
Like, I wasn't exclusively using computer for stuff until college, when I got my own desktop PC.
Yeah.
You got a gateway PC when I
My
was in middle school.
senior
And it was
year of
shared
high
for the whole
school
family.
essays, I typed and printed out to hand in. I did not email an assignment to turn it in until college.
Yeah, I think I did a little bit in high school, but I still hand wrote a lot of stuff in high school. And I imagine that's still the case, like if you're doing like language
With the
stuff,
exception of
you know?
musical notation, I never hand wrote an assignment in college.
Yeah. I think I still hand wrote, actually, because my desktop was in my dorm room. I couldn't take notes.
like music, but like exams, like essay exams.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
obviously.
Yeah, tests, college tests I had to fill out with pencil still.
Tests.
But yeah, like papers, I word
They're
process.
still like that. Papers I word process. I guess I started switching to trying to type stuff for school around when I was like fourth, fifth grade.
What's the vote on them
But
saying
I was
thank
still
you
writing. I don't
when
know.
I kill them? Is that creepy?
On them saying thank you? Yeah, that is creepy.
Sucks.
But also,
Sucks
like,
to
that's,
be the
I guess,
backers.
nice that you're, like, freeing them.
Sleep, they say.
Again, it's like in Spaceballs when the the countdown is, like, reaching 5, and it's like, have a nice day, and they're like, thank you, and then they blow up. And then they land on Planet of the Apes.
Does that say peeled statue?
Yes,
Ugh.
because it's their flesh underneath.
Yeah. Ugh.
This is creepy.
It's possible to
Can go a
complete
lot
most of the
darker.
game without doing this section. The catch is that having the golden bow available in the base part of the game just makes lots of everything else easy.
Metacrawler, yeah, before Google.
Oh, here we go.
The terrible truth about the golden statues. I wandered the city as if in a nightmare.
Yeah, I feel like most of the computing I did in middle school was just like dumb. Like I had a GeoCities page.
Yeah,
I had AOL Instant Messenger.
Too horrific for any sane mind to comprehend. I tried to offer them what
And then in college I started, or in high school I started using it more, but it wasn't exclusive.
I'd imagined backstories for them.
Look, I sealed it shut with the gold. They can't get at me now.
Of the histories and stories I'd
They can't scooch in there?
Let me just scooch by ya.
Let me just scooch.
I want one of them to say, oh. That would make me happy.
Yeah, GeoCities is definitely an adjective for a certain style of like Web 1.0. Like a texty, right? Got a guest book maybe, everything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all I had was like pictures of stuff I thought was cool, just downloaded from elsewhere on the internet, and like quotes that I thought were fun. It was like so nothing.
And there was this whole like cop culture around hot linking. Do you remember this with like your personal website? Like if you couldn't just like hot link someone else's image because it uses their bandwidth every time they would, or uses their GeoCities like storage.
Right.
Yeah, you had to download it and like upload it.
You had to download it and upload it yourself, and it was like this whole thing.
What's really wild is that today the etiquette is the opposite, right? You want to just reference their original.
So that I might one day hear.
Yes, like it's so interesting how fast everything changes so much. Yeah, Angel Fire. I had an X page. I had a GeoCities. I had an Angel Fire. I had like I tried all of them, and I had a live journal, a dead journal, a blurty.
You had a dead journal. Look at you. I didn't even have one of those.
I thought it was kind of cool.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
Please and
my
make
MySpace
it stop.
With my top 8 spaces.
Is not what I want to hear.
I remember being like unsure about Facebook because I was like, I don't know, I already have MySpace. Like, do I need Facebook?
I hated how Facebook wasn't customizable like MySpace was.
Exactly. And
I still have my personal websites at that point. How did I have that much to say? I was a teenage girl. Have you heard of them before?
Man, actually...
There's a lot to do. I'd update every day, and I'd put all my subjects. I'm like, Spanish, here's what we did. You know, like every single day. And I have this saved. Like, I could bring it up now. Like, I got a 99 on my test. And I can't believe I got this. I could have gotten 112.
That was louder than I wanted it to be. I'm really sorry.
Boop! Just kick with that.
Just randomly, because my mom wanted stuff out of her house.
Do not remember game.com.
Here's some of my journals from when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah. You know, we could dig
including a Lisa Frank journal, y'all.
Man, you were rich if you got Lisa Frank.
This was the only thing. I didn't have like the Trapper Keeper or whatever.
It was expensive though. Like
it was, yeah.
Lisa Frank stuff was expensive. So there were so many knockoffs, but they were never as good as like the real Lisa Frank stuff. So.
This is from 1995, by the way. This journal.
Oh yeah.
My husband was 4 years old. Not even. He was 3. Oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
Don't think about it too hard.
All right, we're almost through this sequence, by the way. Sorry we turned into action horror for a couple minutes.
That's fun.
Wow. Fascinating what a 9-year-old writes in a journal.
Here we go. Which one?
What?
Whispering through the statues, obviously.
Yeah, just go direct. Oh, come on. Just say your shit. Half peeled. Who are you?
Okay.
Behind you! Oh, that's scary.
In the February 17th, 1995, I talk about getting kid sat. Because my parents probably sold that to me as it's not babysitting, it's
right, kid sitting. Look, here's our crazy person.
I got kids sat.
The wretched snake who broke into my palace and disturbed my experiments.
I swear, I was like, oh, that's Yulia back again. Just with disheveled hair, I just can't distinguish.
Yeah, they only have so many assets, right?
Yeah, it's true. Guess it's a mod.
Those don't look
cool
fun.
Tongs that she's got.
They look like scissor tongs.
Looks like they're stabby.
As long as you get what you
Oh yeah, they look pretty bad. Like I don't want them near my tummy.
Liar. I locked and barred the gate.
Oh man, remember the Babysitters Club movie?
To leave me alone.
Oh yeah.
I do not.
I don't think I watched it though.
For her.
I went to see it in September of 1995.
You made me turn
Classic.
the most beautiful woman I've ever seen into this. Look at her. She's in agony. All I wanted was to spend my last moments with her, to see her beautiful
Oh,
face,
Julianne,
to
check
hear
it
her
out.
speak freely,
It's a drawing I did of Mario.
But as soon as
Oh. You've got the whole thing going on. You just design your own level based on your archaeological digs of your past.
Yeah, I'm an
What's
archaeologist.
so special about you? Well,
It's just
here's
the statue.
thing.
All right.
I like that.
What do you
Yeah,
mean the same voice?
always the same voice.
Yes. I remember when they used to whisper to me. They did
Well,
sound
to
similar.
be fair, when you're not, when
I
you're
just think it's
whispering, it
because all
kind of
voices
sounds
sound
similar
the
to
same when they
other
whisper. But
whispers.
now that I think
Whispers.
about it,
Yep.
they were
Whish.
all benevolent and seemed
Whispers.
to share a common knowledge.
Cool whip.
But if these bodies are mere conduits for that one
Cool.
voice, then
Say
this
cool.
body is
Say whip.
nobody. And
Say cool whip.
everything I've done here was... Wait, I see what you're doing. You're trying
What am I
to
doing?
steal her away from me. Were you planning to wait?
Okay.
You've done all the hard work, then swoop in.
It's creepy that she's
Grab it.
grinding the gold off of the statues to reveal people again. It's creepy.
Yeah.
Liar. You tried to steal her away from me, and now look what you made me do.
Oh, she's Taylor Swift.
I was gonna say, okay, Taylor.
What you made me do.
Calm down.
What she made me do. One of her worst songs ever.
What are you talking about? Wait. So you're saying you weren't coming for us?
I don't remember who was in the Babysitter's Club
Oh my
movie.
God, Rachel
all
Lee
this.
Cook.
I ruined her. For nothing.
I'm gonna look it up.
What have I done?
Yep, it was.
I feel sick. I can't bear the thought of her being like this. And in so much
I will
pain.
say the Netflix series that Karen
contact
was
with
like,
the
go
flesh.
watch it. It's way better than the
Agonizing
90s
for
movie.
me. But the only way to fix it will be to break the golden rule.
Alicia Silverstone
and
is
let
Kirsty's
it run
mom,
its course.
so
At least that way she'd be
it's
golden.
definitely
And
for
we'd
a
be
millennial
Yeah.
population, probably watching with their kids, but also you don't have to have
Hey,
a daughter to be
check
like,
it out.
this
You don't
sucks.
have to fight her because, again, this is not a game about combat, right?
It's too late. There's nothing you can do.
I can turn back time.
No.
Really? I'm not sure I believe you. But if you can undo this mess, I'll give you the key to my old medical chest in the Shrine of Apollo. I imagine it would help Lucretia ease
Yes,
the
it
suffering
will.
of those still in the city. But if you're lying to me, I'll break the golden rule and kill you and everyone.
Well, again,
All right.
that wouldn't be hard. You'd kill one person and it just cascades. Cool.
I know, it's so dramatic.
Hooray! See? It worked.
You took away her pain. I don't know what to say. Thank you. Thank you.
She is
Give me that
looking
key to your
into
chest.
my soul.
Never harm her again.
Yeah, those are very piercing
I
eyes.
swear it. I'll stay here to keep her company. But I fear the only one capable of releasing them properly is whichever god doomed them in the first place. In any
Probably
case,
true.
I must honor our bargain. Here's the
Give me the key.
I promised you.
We get the key.
Thanks. I pulled it out of the
Is it a
pocket. I
gate
don't
key?
have.
No.
Please leave.
It looked like a
The
monocle
door
just
here
there.
leads out onto the palace balcony. You should be able. Go. And never return.
And never return.
Don't worry, you're creepy AF. I do not want to be involved with you at all. I just want
You
out.
look like you need to take one of the many baths that are here.
I don't want to bathe with, like, shaved gold statue.
There's others.
There's plenty of bath bombs that have like little bits of gold in them, I'm sure.
Oh, right. I have to make this work now. Hold on. Save.
I had a sorority sister in college
Here we
talk
go.
about buying a bottle
Yay!
of Goldschlager and panning it for gold and trying to resell it to fund buying more bottles of Goldschlager.
What a scheme. What a beautiful, stupid thing.
At no point did
Nice.
anyone do that, but it was suggested.
But it's the scheme is good.
Oh, Rebecca.
Here, we haven't met this person yet. Now that we have a lot of equipment, we can do this.
Ave, and may Vesta watch over you.
She has an email face too. I think it's the eyebrows. Like they're too good.
That's the daughter that was a jerk to you. That's the same face.
The reason they all look like this is because this is a derivative of the Skyrim engine.
Yeah.
The Skyrim people didn't have emails. Sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe
Best
they
to watch
did.
over you. That's nice.
I didn't play that long. I couldn't get into it, as we discussed in every stream.
I feel like it's a game I could have gotten into, but
I just reinstalled it. I have like 1,000 hours in Skyrim.
I think if I had some mods and if I had some patience, I would have gotten it. I would have really gotten into it. But I just didn't have
If you want to really push a gaming computer to
Yeah.
like an upper limit, Skyrim modding is really fun. I'll show you very quickly right after stream. It can look really, really good.
But is it fun? Because like that was my problem. It like wasn't fun enough.
I actually like this type of stuff in terms of mod content that allows a lot of non-combative activity, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because this game, which is about 4 hours long, if we do it again next week, we'll finish everything there is to do.
I don't see why not.
It's not sustainable for 500 hours, but as a piece of what Skyrim could be, it really does work well as a change of pace there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
Now.
not entirely sure. But what about you? How did you...
Hold on, here we go.
Karen, you say?
Oh yeah, you missed it, Jillian.
Karen!
At the very beginning of the game, there was a character named Karen.
Oh man.
And Karen was like, "Oh, I see why Ryan wanted me to see this game."
So, what do I
She
say,
was being really weird in the
Dana?
beginning about you asking her name. She's like, "I don't want to tell you," and then it turns out that she's like, "Well, it's because people always react when I tell them my name's Karen."
So, what do I say here?
It carries negative connotations.
I think I see where this is going. That's the one that she won't understand, but I think is funny.
I think that she will, and you haven't put it together yet.
You do. Well then, have you spoken with any of the others about how they arrived here too? I really think you should. Go around and ask them what they remember and see if you notice any patterns.
So,
I know.
You're being a bit coy.
I just don't want to see what happened to Livia happen to you too.
how did every single person arrive here, Dana? You've been on the stream the whole night.
Something bad happened, and they woke up here.
No. Where did they wake up? Everybody mentioned it specifically. And us as well.
Where did we wake up initially? I keep thinking we wake up in the Magistrate's Palace, but we don't. We wake up in that temple.
That's where our loop starts. Where'd the game start?
Oh.
We'll go talk to one more person.
The river. Is it the river Styx?
Go and follow the thread.
Oh wait, that's Greek.
Come back to me.
I keep doing that.
So, hold on.
Is it the Roman equivalent of the river Styx, or are we all just dead?
And did you notice anything? A pattern?
A pattern.
Some people
I
mentioned
noticed
a river.
River. Mm-hmm.
Yes. I understand many of our friends were carried here by a river current. What else?
Some people also mentioned they had coins on them, and we did as well. She found change in our pockets.
That's right, because we had to decide whether we were male or female.
But then most of us do tend to carry coins on our person, don't we? What else? There are definitely some common threads there. But I think we'll keep asking Livia's fate weighs heavy.
Okay, we'll go meet the rest of the neighbors and figure it out. I like, by the way, that the whispers will subtly tell you what's happening.
You're allowed a weapon and I'm not. Malleolus isn't receiving visitors at the moment, it being election day.
God.
Her name's Domitius. You want to get to Malleolus? You go
Okay,
through me.
this is really specific, but I'm counting on Julianne to know this reference. He reminds me of the guy in Ever After, when she first goes to try to rescue Maurice.
Because I am a
I haven't seen
gladiator.
Ever After in
That's
like
why.
15 years, but I really trust you. And now I gotta see it now.
And he makes
I
a
love
comment
that
about like the
movie.
prince ain't property of courtiers, and then she's
Her
like, the
name's
prince
Jackson.
isn't property at all, you
Too
ill-mannered
bad.
tub of guts.
I'm glad you are.
Oh, that sounds
Let me
right.
see you do
This is
something.
that voice, like to a T
That's
of the
the
guy,
same dude.
not Drew Barrymore.
Dunno.
See, Julianne, you missed my Bachelorette, but we totally watched Ever After at my Bachelorette.
I know. Shut up. I want to watch. I
Whatever.
wanted to be there and watch Ever After.
We also watched The Birdcage, and it was really funny because my friend Hillary
Ah!
hadn't seen it, and like
Oh,
four
that's
of
so
the
fun.
people there weren't watching the movie; they were watching to make sure Hillary was like loving it.
That's so much pressure.
They were just like watching her watch it, and I was like, guys, leave her alone.
We talked with Yulia.
Welcome to my
the best
Cambi's
Bachelorette?
greetings. I'm Georgius. It gladdens me to see
The
another
diversity and mix of accents is really fun. I know we made fun of that one guy's accent.
And I must say, my sartorial friend, your clothing is most extraordinary. Leather boots in place of sandals, trousers with precise stitching, and such a curious design. I have traveled distant trade routes from the markets of Damascus to the farms of India, and never have I seen anyone dressed quite like you. Tell me, I must know.
Have,
From which exotic part of the world do you hail?
Never have.
Then you are an explorer.
I'm
like
from
me.
New Jersey.
Wonderful. We will have much time here.
Like I said earlier.
All right. I just want to know, for the priestess's sake.
My story? How kind
He's the
of you
tailor.
to ask.
Good. How did you end up here?
A good question. A very good question.
Georgius the Gorgeous.
I remember I had just been to Rome to sell an extraordinary selection of wares, and drowning in coin, I decided to celebrate my success. I rented a prestigious villa by the Tiber, invited over a few select friends, and we began making our way through some of the most exquisite wine money could buy. Quite a lot of it, in
Vinny's.
fact. Now, I have
Oh,
had
yeah.
visions and awoken in
Yes,
strange
this is
places
where like
before.
everybody
I have
is
even
kind of
found
committing
myself
sins
naked
before
in
they
the
end
desert
up
sands
here.
more
So
than
there's
once,
some kind
but
of like
none of that compared
we're
to
in
you.
purgatory
This
type
time, I remember
Roman
people
equivalent of
screaming,
purgatory, and
then
that's why there's
falling
time
into a
loops,
void
and
as
that's why
empty
we're
as
like
time
trying to
before
like
creation,
prevent
gasping
them
for
from
air.
re-sinning or something.
Nothing.
I don't know.
When I regained
just
my
a thought.
faculties, I was lying naked by the banks of the Tiber, gods know how many miles from my villa. Indeed. I'm lucky I was carrying a little extra weight. In any case, it seems I'd been rescued and resuscitated by a benevolent stranger. I went to find firewood for his campfire, stumbled across a cave, and discovered that trapdoor temple. And here I am.
All right.
Anything you like. I hope.
That's one new person. Let's
That's
know.
Yeah, a lot of them
exactly
have had like
Whatever's in that great
something
temple
bad
up
that
there
was
on the
happening.
I bet it
Wait,
is.
aren't we in the same loop? He knows us, right?
Oh, hello there, partner.
Mhm.
I'm glad you're here. I think
I've never
I
had this
some
conversation.
Confusion about my little practical joke earlier. You see, my plan was to give you a little fright, you know, like.
Uh-huh, sure it was.
Partner, I
That's
swear,
why you
this
always
is just
leave a
a
note.
misunderstanding. Look, fine. It's a credit to you. Very well.
All right. There are a couple more people to meet.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought there were like 20.
Ah,
Virgil.
Salve.
Ooh,
and welcome
Virgil's
to our
got
little community.
very blue eyes.
My name is impossible to pronounce for most people, so you can just call me Virgil.
Virgil knows
I really
emails.
want you to thank for saving Julia's life. I'm glad you arrived when you did. Well, I'm an architect.
What accent is this?
Or at
Heavy
least I
German,
was-
like Indiana Jones Nazi German.
That's probably too grandiose a term to describe what I do here.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
German, yeah,
repairs
you're
and try to stop old buildings from collapsing on people.
Trying to
That
think
kind
of all the
thing.
accents we've heard
But
so
you
far.
probably don't
Oh,
want
you
to hear
all.
about the
So I
ingenious
sent out the contributor
architecture
agreements
or
for the gender and
mysterious
sexuality
history
and
of
game
this
sound
place.
book today, and Karen and I have a student that's going to be in the book that had given a talk at Nakvagum, and he just tweeted about it, like how excited.
I saw that. I liked it.
It's so nice.
It was very, very sweet.
So we're all left wondering.
Jam is the best.
Of course. Well, I'm an architect, help out with repair, but you... Oh, I'm glad you asked.
Does he not tell us how he arrived, rats?
Constructed hundreds of years ago, which means Romans have been arriving here for at least that long. But there's one thing that puzzles me. The oldest shrine in this avenue isn't Roman at all. It's Greek.
Yeah, that's why we have the Midas connection. I think.
Well, yes, that could be the reason. Or it could mean that there were Greeks living and worshipping here before the Romans arrived. Which begs the interesting question, who really built this place? And if only they... Gladly. Personally, my favorite thing
aqueducts,
about this place is
arches,
the
blah blah blah.
ingenious feat of it's funneled below the palace.
We're bored by the architect.
Yes.
I thought we were an archaeologist. We should be into that.
Not so loud. Just talking about that could anger the gods for all we know. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you'd have to find a way inside somehow. Just, please, try to be a bit more discreet about it.
A bit more discreet.
Of course.
New lead. Water under the bridge. Ha.
Yeah.
Look,
Oh,
I
yeah,
haven't
that's
done
good.
anything wrong, if that's what you're thinking. Somebody just has a problem with my preference for male company.
Yeah.
And when you grow up in the north, as I did, in the city of Noviomagos, you expect a bit of hostility. The Batavi are not known for their tolerance. I saw enough friends killed or driven away to know the cost.
The
of not
Romans
keeping your
historically were
personal
not
affairs to yourself.
intolerant of
So I hid who I
LGBTQ.
was for. What was it? Nearly
We've had
5
multiple
years?
characters in this that
Watching
have
what I
suggested.
said and where I looked. But that kind of fear eats away at you slowly until living isn't any better than the thing you were afraid of. Needless to say, since I'm now living underground, halfway across the known world with an assumed name, my openness didn't go down well among the enlightened folk of the Batavi. Nice of you to say, but not necessary. In any case, the Romans are far more accepting, and among them, I get to be who I am. Or at least,
yeah.
that was the case. It seems I was wrong. It's not just graffiti. I have quite a collection of handwritten notes too. The
Nah, I've
strange
read some of
thing
those
is,
battle
I
rap
keep my
poems.
personal affairs to myself. I've never really been interested
In high
any
school,
of
our
the
Latin
men here.
class, none of us decided to take the AP exam, and so we got to read like fun Latin for the rest of the semester because we didn't have to do AP prep anymore.
Not since they supposedly burnt down
So
half
we
of
got to
Rome
do a lot
last
of that
year.
stuff.
All I know is if these threats... What? Really? I'm glad you arrived.
Because
when you
AP
did.
exams are kind of a
Somehow I
racket.
find them-
They're so expensive, and you need like a 5 to maybe get random college credit, but not even in the thing you took the exam in. It's like, here, you can have just like blank credits. Like that didn't help me. Oh, hello, creepy eyes.
Yeah, Rufius has the eyeshadow, or an eyeliner going on. We're gonna meet him, go report to the priestess, and then be done, by the way. I know we're over time.
Can't talk long. Got to stay sharp, but families from Seleucia and Tigris. Babylon province.
His eyes are gonna Medusa me, I just know it.
Joined the legions. The sixth. One day,
Wow.
Ironclads.
Rufius.
Same way as everyone else.
Rufius.
That's Rufio.
Same way as everyone else.
He doesn't have
Yeah,
anything either.
but his name's Rufius. I had to adapt it.
I am. None of your business. Because we're all...
I like the random Latin that they throw in.
Yes, me too.
Do you think we'd be having this conversation? I'll tell you this much. I hate the fact that my survival depends on the common sense.
Oh man, welcome to the USA, my man. Yes.
When did this game just come out or something?
Last year, Dana.
Okay.
Nothing's wrong.
That's funny.
One bad decision away from being wiped out. But the last lot of people who lived here.
That's too much, man. We're gonna be...
I don't know. But did you
Too soon for pandemic comments.
Of course I... Whatever.
Alright, let's see if we've done enough to talk with Equitia. Otherwise, I do know where 3 more people are. I was just going to save it for next week, but we can go over there if we have to.
Ave again. And did you... That's true. I know I wasn't entirely sure how I wound up here. It's as I feared.
All right.
I think I understand what poor Livia has been going through. You mentioned earlier you met a young woman in the forest named Karen, yes? I see. And was this Karen by any chance wearing a hood? Because I've seen her before. There's something I think you should see. I think you'd better follow me to the baths.
So, in ancient Roman Greece, Dana, who's Karen?
Don't have people thinking we're bathing together.
We just made this joke last week.
Sorry, what was that?
I said in ancient Roman Greece, who's Karen, and why did we meet her at the river with money?
Oh. So I'm right, it is kind of like an afterlife-y Karen, right?
Right. But she introduced herself in modern times as the 5-letter spelling of the name.
Uh-huh. Yeah, for anybody wondering about the stuff about castrati, the kind of 2 most heavy-hitting, I guess, things you can read is the Roger Freitas. It's the eroticism of emasculation, confronting the Baroque body of the castrato, which is really fascinating. And then the Martha Feldman Red Hot Voice, which is in... Actually, there's a whole book, The Castrato, Reflections on Nature and Kinds.
I've read the Freitas book. It's excellent.
I had my students read.
Yeah.
What's really cool about the Feldman is Martha Feldman tries to get into like what we can reconstruct about like just everything about the physical components of the voice and gets really into the whole vocal mechanism. It was people learned a lot that weren't singers. Good one.
That she was workshopping part of that when I came to Chicago.
Really?
And I saw a presentation on like the physiology of a castrato. It was so like fascinating. Then I TA'd for her later. Yeah.
That's awesome. Some other, if anyone is into this, you might also read Catherine Bergeron's The Castrato as History, which was in Cambridge Opera Journal, or Naomi Andre's Voicing Gender, Castrati, Travesti, and the Second Women in Early 19th Century Opera. You know, in case you were like really interested in castrati.
When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, but all I found was some
loose change. Yep.
Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute.
With an endless commute.
I sounded cagey. It's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself.
All this makes sense.
Karen. I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm so sorry. I take it you know what this
So,
if only Karen were here for this reveal.
Right? So, here's the thing.
Recap this.
All of us are dead. We all blacked out and woke up on the wrong side of the river Styx.
I'm afraid so. It's all starting to make
I feel like we can rewind the VOD, because I said something about this being like purgatory.
You did, yes.
It seems none of them escaped with their lives after all.
And nobody remembers dying, which is crucial to this scenario. Livia, the crazy woman who Galerius kind of waved at as we walked by in the very first loop, is the only one who's put it together, and she's gone insane as a result.
Father of riches. I know it's a lot to take in, and you look as if you have questions, so I'll try to answer them if I can.
So we're dead?
In the old stories, the underworld was where the souls of the deceased were taken. But it was also possible for the living to reach it without dying,
Mhm.
if they were particularly fearless. So I'm afraid I don't know.
So it is possible we're like not supposed to be here yet, kind of thing.
Right, but I'm like, that asshole guy who dove after his treasure after murdering his slave girl definitely belongs here.
Yeah.
Good question. Let's see. In the stories, Charon would always require a coin as payment for passage across the river. But that never made any sense to me. What does an ancient immortal being need with coins? In
It's
our
true.
case, it seems Charon didn't take the coins we had. He or she merely checked we had one in our possession. So, maybe there's something special about the coins each of us had on us. That might explain why we wound up here, but so many others did not. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting you're not from here. If you were Roman or even Greek, you would
Right,
know
this is for like people who
Supposedly I'm an
somehow
archaeologist.
people who
Yeah.
don't know this mythology,
Whether
right?
the storyteller was Plato, Homer, Virgil, or Ovid. But they always involved the souls of the dead meeting a grip. It was said that he'd helped the new arrival cross, only if they could.
And everyone
pay
who's
with
played
a
Spiritfarer
coin,
now
an
knows the
obol.
term obol.
That's why it
Yep.
was once our custom to bury our loved ones with a coin in their mouths. Charon's obol, we called it. Of course, an obol was a kind of Greek coin, because we inherited the... To be fair, the ferryman isn't exactly as the poets described, and he, she, they seem to appear to different people in different guises. You say you saw a young woman named Karen with a hood, and I once heard Kabash mention a stranger in a ram headdress named Kerti, and Rufius described meeting a stranger named Kumut Tabal wearing an eagle headdress. But whatever form this stranger took, they were always wearing a hood of some sort, and their name always began with a K sound. I suspect the only way you'll solve this riddle is if your paths cross again.
We're gonna go see Karen's manager.
That's right. That is what we're going to be doing, yes.
No. I mean, I had my suspicions. Now that we know where we are, we have to figure out what to do about it if we don't want to be cast into gold for eternity. We don't have much to go on, except the old stories. Hercules, the demigod and son of Jupiter. Orpheus, a Thracian poet. Sisyphus, a king of Ephyra. And Aeneas, a Trojan hero. Hercules was able to leave the underworld because he cowed its god with his strength. Sisyphus
So I'm
and
guessing these are
Orpheus both
4
relied on their
options
wits
to
instead.
us.
Correct, there's 4 endings to the game.
Proserpina to help them escape. And finally, Aeneas was able to escape with the help of a spirit guide who led him through a secret gate. So it seems you have 2 options: to confront the god of the underworld head on, or find a way to escape with the help of Proserpina or some other guide.
Can't we just escape the way?
It's a reasonable question, but the problem is, this place is, and even if you could build a ladder big enough, just trying it would break the golden rule. We know that, thanks to the writings left behind by those who've tried. All Romans try to avoid saying it, and the reason is quite simple. He might hear us. You may refer
Fair.
to him as Pluto, if you wish, but you'll only be calling attention to yourself. Do
I could tell him he's no longer a planet.
blunt where you're from.
Right.
Oh, shit.
That option would be the boldest, but also the only way to learn the truth about the Golden Rule, and maybe even put an end to it. As I said, Hercules managed to overpower the god of the underworld, but he was a demigod. Forgive my candor, but you are no Hercules.
Rude. Everyone's so rude in the underworld.
Are you telling me that you can? I won't pretend to understand exactly what that means, but if that's true, then perhaps you stand a chance. So, if you... who knows? Perhaps your name will be uttered in the
That's
same
right.
sentence as
Streamy.
Hercules one day. First, you know who, and for that,
I'm glad we went with Streamy as our name.
overlooking the city. The problem is, the door... I suspect the answer lies in the desecrated obelisk.
We haven't been up to that temple yet, but there are 4 plaques missing from the obelisk, which are all hidden around the world and must require various things for us to go get.
So dishonored, and if you could recover... It's the towering stone monument with 4 sides and a pyramid-shaped head that stands...
Love me an obelisk.
Temple, a dedication to the god of this place. You'll find them all over Rome, but of course they were looted from Egypt many years ago. It seems
I will say, few Romans would know that they were looted from Egypt originally.
This one is unusual in that each of the 4 sides...
Yeah, that's more of a for us kind of thing.
Right.
Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and another I don't recognize. That means you'll need to recover 4 different plaques.
A mystery
Roman,
plaque.
Greek, Egyptian, and a 4th, a mystery plaque. Good question. To answer, it would have had the god's name when there's only one. There's a cult in Rome. They've been known to start fires, as well as deface religious monuments, whose existence, if I were you, But I did hear a rumor they have a secret shrine somewhere in the city. Perhaps, if you could find that, you might be able to recover the Roman plaque.
Right.
Okay.
Shut up.
The Greek plaque with Georgius, the Egyptian plaque, Kabosh.
But I did hear Aurelius.
If there's any doubling because my headphones died. My headphones died, so just let me know.
You're fine. No, you're great.
Or just take a look in his room.
Alright, so the Egyptian guy was staying on Aurelia's Inn, and the mystery plaque, she doesn't know because it's a mystery. And lastly here.
Both
Shocking.
Orpheus and Sisyphus were said to have persuaded Proserpina to help them escape, and Aeneas was guided to the exit.
I just want her eyebrows.
Those are the stories of a poet, a
so
self-aggrandizing king, and a brawler about their own heroic deeds, so they should be taken with a grain of salt. First, Proserpina. What we do, it said, the god of the underworld abducted and dragged her here against her will, forcing her into marriage.
Marriage, and all that entails.
If the stories are true,
I like how Persephone and Proserpina sound just similar enough.
Well, that is the Roman.
Yeah, they're the same character.
Yeah,
I know, but like a lot of other ones don't sound.
A lot of other ones don't at all. You're right.
Oh yeah.
Artemis and Diana, and then Proserpina and Proserpina.
Now, did you two notice it's only the women statues that whisper?
Mm-hmm.
And you're only bringing this up.
The question is, so if you play as a man, do only the men whisper to you?
I'd think you were as mad as Navia. Can you tell me more?
No, it's always the female statues.
It's always the female statues.
Because it is always Proserpina whispering to you.
Helpful if a little cryptic, yep.
Fascinating. Perhaps she's a benevolent spirit. Or perhaps...
Well, there you go.
If she has indeed been abducted, it would make sense for her to speak in cryptic whispers to avoid detection. Tell me. Oh, I see. Well, let me know if you hear anything that... Alright. I would suggest not discussing this with anyone. The best we can do for them is to let them remain oblivious for as long as possible. As for Livia, it seems she's been shouldering the weight of this terrible secret all this time. Perhaps it would comfort her to know she's not alone.
Alright, we'll go do that next week.
In any case, time is of the essence, so you'd best begin. May Fortuna guide you. Although you may not need her with
The male statues could talk. Every time you answered, they'd say, well, actually.
So, now the second half of the game is going to begin. We've done quite a bit. In the Golden Bow activity is actually a lot of the time of this game. But now we have a goal, right? We're not just wandering around anymore.
Yeah, we gotta find the things.
Yes. And it turns out that in finding those 4 plaques, which will result in the best ending of the 4, and that's how we'll close the stream next week, we are going to have to solve all 23 people's problems.
So, Majora's Mask style.
Yes, and we're going to have Galerius run his ass off and fix everything for us.
We'll buy him some wine at the end.
Well, one of the big problems... Hold on.
Salve again, friend. I went and did as you asked, and it worked.
Oh, right.
How is it possible that you've just arrived here and you already know everyone and exactly what's about to happen to them? You're toying with me, right? Wait, you're a bit like Sisyphus. Yeah, that's the one.
That's right, we are Sisyphus.
Old King
Sisyphus was a Greek king a long time ago.
Out.
For daring to be
Yeah.
forcing him. Actually, now that I think about it, there are a bunch of old stories about the gods punishing.
I've told you
people
how
by
I
making them do the same.
thought Feast of Stephen meant like they were eating a guy named Stephen. I thought it was cannibalism as a kid. When I was like really little.
Oh wait, listen to this. On the bright side, at least you're not stuck in the underworld like all those people were.
Yeah.
And then there's the, we're gonna lie this time.
I don't know which god you managed to upset to get yourself into this position, friend, but you seem all right to me. So, I'll tell you what. I'll keep doing whatever I can to help you. You just focus on finding a way to break the cycle you're in.
I'm not ready to tell Galerius the deal
Good
yet.
man, Galerius.
Oh.
You're a good dude, Galerius.
Now, I'm going to keep your secret.
Mr. Clean, but he looks so dirty.
For this next time we talk anyway.
Beautiful irony.
What?
He does look like Mr.
If our
Clean.
conversations ever start to annoy you, just tell me your...
So, we have not waited long enough, and we don't have the time tonight, but they're all going over here to vote. Today is election day.
Right.
And they are going to vote on the new magistrate. Sentius, the current magistrate, who we have met, is going to lose by default, I will say. That's one of our problems.
I was gonna say, I'm guessing there's things we can do to change that outcome.
We cannot make Sentius win, but we can get a better outcome.
Interesting.
There we go. It turns out that by having Galerius magically solve all of the town's problems, we can get him elected.
I like that. Let's do that. Galerius is a good dude.
But we have to figure out enough problems to please enough people to make it work, and we're not yet there.
Makes sense.
The game will still loop, incidentally. Getting him elected does not break the loop.
Yeah.
Because eventually, people will commit crimes somehow.
Don't you just love springtime?
But we'll get this figured out. Our mystery time loop game. I just love this setting, and I really like, especially like as kids of two boys, 9 and 7, games of first-person view that look good that essentially have very little combat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we are short on those in this household.
Yeah, because even some of the open world stuff, like in theory, you can go around and explore, but eventually, like I'm thinking of like the recent Spider-Man games. Eventually, you have to fight stuff.
Oh,
or you don't progress.
Spider-Man is all combat. I mean,
yeah.
What's really fascinating to me in the Spider-Man game, hold on, we're going to quit this and I'll chat for just a second here, is if you throw somebody off of a roof, the Avatar, Peter Parker, or Miles Morales, if you're playing the sequel, will attempt to web them to the wall automatically so they don't die.
Yeah, it at least it saves you gore because there's a lot of those where you can just like you don't really kill them, you just like put them up on the ceiling and they're wrapped up.
That's right.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the Batman games where, Batman doesn't kill people. Justice does, right?
There's that old, is it a College Humor sketch where, like, it turns out that Batman doesn't understand what death is and he thinks he's just putting the criminals to sleep?
Amazing.
I'll have to find that. Joe has shown that to me. It's an
Speaking
old
of
one.
sleep.
Yeah, it's getting to be that time.
All right, now you're not an hour behind.
That's right, you have to stay up late with us now.
I know.
All right. We'll finish this up next week. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Exciting.
We will start
Who
immediately
knows?
with one ending to the game. First 10 minutes, we'll end the
Wow.
game poorly,
Sounds
and then
fun.
we'll have to go fix our problems.
I love multiple endings. It's basically Chrono Trigger, right? We've established this.
Romo Trigger.
Roman Trigger. Yeah. Okay. Love it.
Chrono Trigger.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.